Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the live stream for TGP1 at Canada. We are currently in qualifying. We're about 2.5 minutes in. We've got a wet, dry session. It is currently dry, but the rain is on its way down. So it's all going to be about the first few runs, I think. And we've got Dom Smith, who is going to be setting the first lap time of the session. So it's going to be quite crucial to see what sort of lap time Dom can do here. Could end up with a surprise TGP1 pole. I don't know what the other drivers a bit further down starting their lap of finding the conditions, but we've got Owen, who was second on track, who seems to have been caught and maybe passed by someone behind. I think it might have been Jonas, but we'll just keep our attention on Dom Smith. I think it's a Force India actually. I think Jake was the one who passed Owen, but let's keep an eye on Dom Smith then through the last chicane. Basketball champions up to the line. He's going to set a 1 minute 15.0. I think next we do have Jake along the line, who has set a 1 minute 13.3, Owen 17.3.
What is
Joel 14.2, Paul 13.8. We've got, oh, they're all coming in. Jack 13.5, Owen binned it. Jonathan with 13.9. Soft got slower than Jake on a 13.4. I'm still showing on my screen as being in the pits, but that's not correct. Chris Johnson's gone 9th. So is this going to be qualifying over and done with? Unfortunately, down the man on his way, on his outlap, put it in the wall.
Yeah, quali's over.
Here, actually.
I feel like I could have got pole.
Dan felt like he could have had pole. Dom's on another lap. Is he up on his time? No, he's about 1.4 off. I think that this is it already. So, bit anticlimatical here on the live stream. So, if you are watching us, I doubt you are, but if you are, that one person, Mel Jack's now binned it. He almost at the same time as Owen, just 6 thousandths off. But I think that's going to be a grid. As Dom Smith pulls into the pits, we've got now 7 minutes of enjoying the scenery.
Well, this was a full quality session.
So we have gone back to the traditional format on 2004, 5, and 3 of where you just do one lap, and that's about it. Unfortunately, it wasn't staggered, but nonetheless, that's a pole position for Jake. So well done, and we'll see you on PS4. I'm kidding. We wouldn't end the stream that early. That's a poor effort. But that
thing is, it's annoying though because
qualifying.
Jake's only his 10th quicker, and I was fucking so far behind him in the wet on the track. That's so annoying.
So I don't know. Maybe we should have some topical conversation or something now, just to fill the time. But you know, we've got 6.5 minutes, and that's it. Well, like elimination qualifying all over again, isn't it? Bloody hell.
Fucking more boring than that. Alright, Paul, don't have an orgasm.
So, have a little.
So, how's Paul's on track, 0 of 13. Oh dear.
Anyone want to going on some inters just so...
Come on, someone get out there. Get the sponsor. Keep the sponsors happy.
Need to entertain the fans.
John has put the inters on. Martin has put the inters on.
Yes, they have.
Hey, Jack Pearson, please don't fucking kill me into turn 1, for fuck's sake.
We can't lock down the man.
Yes, if I disconnect, Mike can re-mic.
Excuse me?
So, Jack, do you feel that pace is representative? Do you think that you were actually going to be the third quickest today, even without the rain?
Yeah, I'm pretty fast right now.
Okay, all right. You know, do you feel that you've got a chance in the race? I mean, we've got 4 drivers just having a bit of practice on the intermediates at the moment, just for those watching. But for those listening, Jack, do you feel you can have a chance in the race?
No.
Okay, and do you feel you've got you know, the possibility of a top 3 finish here today or later on? But
I don't know, mate. Maybe.
Okay, that's lovely. I tell you what, let's also interview the man in form, Callum Kirkham, also known as Soft Cop. 2 wins last week. That was a fantastic return to TGP1 for you. But are you going to be able to keep it up this week? Obviously, you've got your main title rival who's out-qualified you by a tenth, just under a tenth. Are you going to be able to take it to win the race?
Well, that's the plan, hopefully. I mean, the fact that I set my lap probably a couple of seconds later than and the track was getting worse, I'd say qualifying just less than...
Oh, sorry, got Jack Pearson off at turn 2 there. Sorry to interrupt you there, Callum, but carry on.
No worries, but yeah, saying I qualified only less than a tenth behind him, and I qualified after him and finished my lap. It was a pretty scruffy lap, if I'm being honest, but I'd rather be cautious than kill myself. But we'll have to see how the race goes.
Yes. Oh, thank you. And talking of like me, we have 4-time TGP1 World Champion with us here, Dan the Man. Dan, disappointing qualifying for you. You're going to be starting at best 12th. So how do you feel going into the race? Do you reckon you can do some damage in the back of the grid?
Well, I'll try. I mean, hopefully it won't do literal damage, but we'll see.
So are you going to finally add that 59th race win, which you should have had already, but didn't because you let through Johners? Are you going to finally take that 59th win here in Canada or even in Baku?
Not in Baku. I might here. I can't believe I just did that.
Just out of sheer curiosity for the that one fan who's actually watching this, where do you think you would have come in qualifying if you hadn't put it in order?
Well, in the dry I can do a 1:09. So
right.
I think maybe
obviously this wasn't the dry time conditions, so that's a bit irrelevant, but...
Maybe I could have got top...
At least he answered your question this week, unlike Spain.
That's true.
The top 3 or the top 5.
And do you think you're going to be able to break through the pack and get up to those top 3 positions if you have a good start in the race?
Probably not.
Oh. Thank you, Dan. That was very insightful. And Jack's in the wall. Thank you, Jack Pearson, for the only bit of... Oh, he's probably been there. Wow. Okay.
Oh.
Thank you, Jack Pearson, for the only bit of excitement we've had since about 5-10 minutes.
That's not real.
So circulating the track at the moment, we do have 4 cars. Very privileged. Make that 3 cars. We've got Paul McGuinness. Oh, and we've got Martin's binned it where Jack binned it. Okay, they're dropping like flies, ladles and gemstones. Bit of oil. Martin, who has announced that he is going to be next season racing in TGP2, which is exciting news for Martin.
Mike,
you not see the statement, mate? You put a statement out yesterday, Mike. You said you were thrilled to be rejoining the Battle League and getting to race with Don Smith again. That's what you said. Yeah, thank you.
Martin's very excited about the news that he clearly knew about a long time ago. Now I've heard it's just rumour. It might not be true.
Do you know what I heard?
Especially
Mike?
if you tweeted about it, mate. Bloody hell! Do you not even know what you tweeted? God's sake, what is this? Oh, sorry, your media manager takes part of it. Martin Diver, the celebrity of TGP.
Can I give a shout out to my mate Ted Kravitz, please?
I'll go to Banana.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Give a cheeky little shout out to Ted Kravitz, who I imagine isn't watching. For his
If you get Ted Kravitz to shout out TGP, we will give you 1,000 bonus points.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Ted,
Championship.
Ted, if you shout TGP out on it in a F1 race, I will give you my TGP2 title. So,
Don, can you retweet me, please?
I'll give you my YouTube channel. Dan the Man, I'll give you my YouTube channel.
Anyway, back to
okay.
TGP2 then, and TGP1. The more important things here, obviously.
Right, on board with Johners. Do a hot lap, Mike.
John is on board.
Oh, and he's moaning from the helmet. Shut up.
So we go down into turn 1 then. Johners on the brakes down to 4th gear. That switches it to 3rd mid corner. A little bit of oversteer. 2nd gear now for that tricky right-hander who's got to get on the power carefully. Session time is over. We're going to wait Johners on his last lap here on the intermediate tyres. Coming into the right-hander now. He needs to take a lot of curve. Might be a little bit too much. He'd get in trouble if he overtook there, wouldn't he, on the last lap? Ooh, naughty. Coming out now to the end of sector 1. Back is trying to get out of him there. That's where Jack and Martin sealed their fate for qualifying. A little bit of understeer and oversteer on the exit there. He's running a lot of oversteer, must be running minimal wing. Little back straight now coming up to this tricky right-left chicane. Get it wrong, you have to go past the bollard. I don't know whether Bernie Ecclesdom is going to be enforcing that or whether Joseph Whiting will be checking during the race. Nonetheless, up to the end of Sector 2 now. Jonas, what is he up on his best time? He's actually 48.631 seconds down on his personal best, which I believe is a lie. Coming out of the hairpin now, coming up through the gears. Obviously DRS disabled, so he's not going to be able to whack that on to get him a bit of extra straight line speed. But now we come up now to the tricky chicane. Jonas did put it in the wall. He would add to the list of champions who have crashed there because, of course, he is a champion somehow. So, tricky right now. Don't want to take too much curve. A lot of curve on the left-hand side. He is drifting. He scrapes the wall in the exit. Jonas then coming up to the line. He's doing a little bit of showboat weaving. He's going to spin and bins it across the line.
So that was your for Jonas.
That was your qualifying then. So a little rundown of the order as we head into the race. We've got Jake on pole, championship leader, doing his best to keep it that way. Callum on his second, but less than a tenth off. We've got Jack Pearson, very, very good result from him in third. He's going to want to make up some places. Paul McGuinness in fourth, the only Toro Rosso racing this week. John is in fifth. Then we've got Joel in sixth, without his teammate as well. Oh no, Owen is here. And we've got Martin seventh, Dom 8th, Chris 9th, Owen 10th, now Jack 11th, and Dan the Man 12th, and down at the bottom.
What do you like, some?
This is for the 5 Live listeners now. We're about to head into the race, and I really hope you're all listening and getting ready to enjoy the spectacle we're about to get here. So now back to the live feed, where the race is loading up.
Oh, Channel 4 still on adverts.
Oh dear. There we go, gays. Ladies and gay people. And aliens. And Muslims. And white people. What a knob.
I'd like to words and behaviour there.
Someone fuck's sake.
I'm not going to kill you, I'm going to kill Jake.
Jack,
wait, what?
Please kill him anytime one.
We got 3, 4, and we're on our way in Canada. Who's got the best? Fantastic start. He's already well ahead of Softy. It's 2x2 going to turn 1. They'll almost a little bit of contact with McLaren further down. Jack Pearson nearly tapped the back of Callum, but Jake, more importantly, leads out of turn 2, which is exactly what he would have wanted to have happened. The field seems to be sorting themselves out a little bit. Dan the Man's already made up with has made up 2 positions as he got ahead of Chris Johnson. Callum has a little look up the inside of Jake, but nothing more than that. We've got the field bunching up quite nicely. Owen and Dom are swapping places as we head now to the little back straight. Is Softy going to be able to have the run on Jake? The Welshman doesn't really have to defend, does exactly what he needs to. So let's have a little look how things are getting on further down the grid. We've got Jolst in the 6th. Jonas haven't made up positions, but back to the front. Softy's having a little look at the inside. We've got a Ferrari getting a little bit interested in the back. I think Jack's even though he didn't think he would be able to. So, on tonight now. Callum, is he going to be able to do anything about Jake, the Welshman? We've got a battling going on the back. I think that was Owen and Dan the Man. Owen not, unfortunately, so far not being able to repeat his fantastic result as Jake runs a little bit wide, coming out of the World Champions. The camera hasn't come back to him, and Softy's coming out and look around the outside. Jake did set the fastest lap, but that was because he was in the lead. Softy having a look around the outside. He's now turned to the inside of the next corner, and Softy looks like he's done enough to get ahead, has he? It's a little bit squirrely coming out of the exit. Jake's still there, though. Softy's going to have to be careful on the inside line. Jake's going to try and run around the outside. He has made it into first place. Just a bit of the line, but Jack's holding on to the inside line. I don't know if Paul's done it. It looked like he had. Jack did take a little bit of extra curve. Let's have a little battle behind there. So Jack, he's got Jonas with him. He's got Joel with him. Jack's already dropped back to 5th. Joel's surely going to get past as well now. Jack's having an awful lap, and Joel does move up into 5th. I don't know if Jack's got damage, but he's struggling there. Now he's got Martin all over the back of him. But back at the front then, it's just half a second separated. He did exactly what he had to do. And Jake hits him. Jake has damaged his front wing, and he hits the back of its main damage. That's going to really cost him. I don't know whether he'll have to box, maybe. Softy's having to cover the inside line, but Jake has got damage. Softy covers the inside. If we're going to see Jake dart off to the pits, no, he stays out. Softy, oh, the guy nearly come to blows, and once again on the exit, Jake did have to cut the corner there. but Jake really does have to get ahead if he's going to survive from his front wing damage. He's having a look up the inside. Jake on the brakes, just enough to be able to make a move up there. This is now where it's going to really start to hurt him. Are we going to see Stofty start to pull a gap, or maybe does he have a front wing damage as well? I don't know. We didn't see what happened too closely on the first lap, whether they got a load closer, but Jake is really struggling with the understick coming out to turn 3 there, and now at the end of set, already up to 4 tenths of. But I think Jake's very wide, has to clip the barrier. We've got Jack. Oh God, what happened to him? He has binned it in the place where Martin and Jack binned it in qualifying. And are we going to stay safe? Coming. Muted. Has a little bit of a lock up there. Paul and Jonas are getting a little bit racy behind. I tell you what though, the top 4 separated by less seconds. Really good race we've got going on here, despite everything going on around in Canada. Being good for overtaking, but not the best circuit. I wonder if we'll see Jake pop into the pits now. Tyre wear isn't really an issue around here, so he might steam off. No, he's carrying on. Brave decision as you've got a little bit more oversteer there. Clips the barrier on the exit. That's to Paul McGuinness. Jonas is now all over the back of him. Surely now Jonas can be able to make the move. Stops, he steps fast. Williams. Paul runs him out of the road. Jonas has to cut the corner to get back ahead of Paul. Surely he's got to let him back through for that, and he does. But very Johns has already pulled himself a 1 second gap to Joel. Jack Pearson's all the way down in 7th after starting 3rd. We don't know what's happened to his pace. Maybe he just got lucky on his lap, just kept it out of the walls. But Jonas is harassing the driver now with Paul. I'll get to midway sector 2, and well, whatever. As we think now, even Dan, Jack is really driving down on the track. At the end of sector 1, beginning of sector 2, an unfortunate incident for him there. But apart from that, we still have the rest of the 11 runners remaining, from Softy in first to Chris Johnson down there in 11. He's left in second on, so he should be able to get DRS and maybe look about making an attack. But I'll tell you what, Jake already off Softy now, and he pits. He does pit. Jake is in the pits then, and surely we'll be seeing a change in those. Softy sets the fastest lap just around insult to injury. We also have a Ferrari coming as well. Jack Pearson has also come in. As predicted, we do see a change of nose for the Force India, and we don't see a change of nose for the Ferrari, so he just didn't have any pace, and Jack has jumped Jake. That's really not what Jake would have wanted. He has to hold himself in the box as well. Who will be extending his lead even further now, and that has really not gone well for the championship lead of the Welshman.
Oh my God, Paul is really holding everyone up.
And I tell you what, Jonas is just a tenth of Paul, and there's a train of about 5 cars behind the Toro Rosso. This could get very tasty in a second. Maybe it was a good call from Jack to box. Maybe he knew he was going to get held up. Jonas having a look around the outside coming into the hairpin. Paul's going to have to be a little bit braver on the brakes, and does hold the inside line. I don't know what's happened down with Screeling, but we do have these 5 cars now. Paul is going to be a sitting duck without the DRS. He's going to have to defend for his life, and he's squeezing Jonas on the inside as much as he can get away with. But I tell you what, none of the others behind are really making much of an indent on the gap. Jonas squeezes Paul in the exit. Paul boxes. Paul comes into the pits, and he was the only one of that group too. So Jonas has got a bit of a gap now to Joel, who's in 3rd. Great Microsoft in 3rd. Martin all the way up from 4th. But we've got Dan having a look on the inside of Martin. There's a bit of contact, and we're pushing each other off the road, and they're still pushing each other off the road. And that was a little bit clumsy from both of them there. I'm not quite sure who's to blame. I think it was a bit of a racing incident. Fantastic aerial count here from Dom Smith at FOM. Fantastic. Great job, Dom. Really helping out his sport here. As let's have a look on the pit exit where Paul's going to come out. And he's... See, he's headed but Jack's just a quarter of a second off Paul, but that was a good time to box maybe for Paul. Maybe he just knew, and Joe's gone. I don't know what's happened to Joe.
Oh God,
that's bad for the stream. That's
error. The session no longer exists.
So we're now just going to have some...
I was having a pooling lag.
Welcome to Radio 5 Live, everyone. This is now going to be your
Needed.
way of watching and listening. So in the race, we've got some cars driving around. Jack Pearson's all over the back of Paul McGuire. It's going to be quite an interesting battle here. We've got Joel just 8 tenths off of Jonas. Jonas pit, and Softy's in the box as well. Softy coming into the box to change to a super soft tires. Is he going to be able to get out ahead of Jake? I think he should easily. I think now maybe the one to watch. It's going to be Jonas versus Paul. I think Softy's about got this one covered now for the race win. We're now going to have to watch Jonas. Where's he going to come out in relation to Paul McGuinness?
He's taking here, Mike, now.
Jack has hit the wall.
I just missed it.
I think he's got away with it, maybe. Has he? I can't really see. There's Paul coming past the start finish line now. Where is Jonas?
He's ahead.
Jonas is ahead, but not by much. So the undercut, the overcut even, has worked fantastically. And we're going to have Dan, who's right on the other side of Martin. Maybe this time he's coming into the quick right-left chicane now, just for the hairpin. Dan runs a little bit wide. Martin is still there, though. I think this is going to be a race-long battle between the two, but they need to get their heads down. Joe's back, so we're now off of the 5 Live. We're now back to Channel 4 Sport. Well, Fair Sports UK Gaming HD 1080p Arena, actually, if I say it correctly. So we've got Joel leading. He's now got a 2-second gap to this battle between Dan and Martin. Is both of them or one of them going to pit? I think Dan's going to be coming into the box. Dan doesn't. It's going to be Martin instead. Martin, let's see where he's going to come out in relation to Jake, Paul and Jonas. Jake is ahead of Jack, so I think Jack did suffer some damage there when he went to the World Champions, despite not being a champion. But we have got Joel and Martin in the box. Where is Jonas? Jonas round in the last corner now. Where's he going to come out in relation to these two? I think he's going to do it. What about Paul? Paul's the next one now. Paul's only into turn 1. Joel and Martin are only just leaving the box. They could even be jumped by Jake here. Not quite. Martin's lost out to Jake, but Joel is still there. Dan is really going to rue that not pitting on that lap, I think, because he's only got race leader Softy less than 10 seconds behind him. Chris Thurgood's left. I'm sure we'll see him back in a minute. Jack Pearson has boxed again, so that pretty much confirms his front wing damage from slamming into the wall of champions. Now, coming to the end of Sector 2, surely we're going to see Dan box his lap. I know he's had better tyres because he started outside the top 10, but I think he's going to have struggled to make any inroads on those he was fighting with. I think he could end up coming out in between Martin and Dom. Further down the grid, we've got Jake all over the back of Joel. Is he going to be? Is he only less than half a second even off the back of the Sauber driver? Is he going to make a move on him? We have got Dan and Owen in the box now. So Owen's teammate Joel versus Jake. Is he going to make a move into the chicane? I think he's just biding his time for the time being. Good exit out of the World of Champions. That's what he's going to want to be able to be at the end of the season, a champion. But the way he's going to this race, that's going to make it very tricky. Jake sets the fastest lap of the race, though. And we're now looking for Dan, who has come out behind Martin. Has he? It's very close, but he has. So Dan's really lost out there. I mean, we have still got Chris Johnson to pit, so that will eventually put him back up to 7th again if he keeps his nose clean. But that was maybe not the best decision from Williams there to leave him out that little bit longer. So a little run down the order then. Jonas, despite not having the best qualifying, I think he qualified 5th in the end, has moved up into a net 2nd after Chris Johnson pit, but is 6 seconds still off of Callum in the Renault. We've got Jack Pearson's in the wall. Now where did he bin it? And he binned it at turn 1, is that? Yep, next to turn 1, turn 2. Are we going to see safety car for that? That would really ramp things up. Chris Johnson would be in a fantastic position. We've got Jake now just 3 tenths off the back of Joel, but Joel's only 9 tenths off the back of Paul, so they're both going to get the RS, but Jake is now only 2 tenths off. He's going to have the run on the Sauber driver coming up into the chicane. Joel's defending the inside line. Jake's having to look around the outside. Softy sets the fastest lap and heading through that tricky right-left Series A. He's not going to be able to make a move into turn 1 because we have got the yellow flag. Chris Johnson has come into the pits to fit super soft tyres on. Jake just has to hold his position behind Joel for the moment. If he gets past him, I think he should be able to then go and get Paul again. But Jonas is doing everything he could have done. Really. Oh, and Joel's in the wall, but he's got away with it, I think. Maybe a little bit of damage to the Sauber, but he's still being able to harass Paul. He's just 3 tenths off now. I don't know what's happened to Paul. He's just got no pace this weekend. After making a bit of a bottleneck earlier on, he's making another one here. There's 5 cars within not very much at all. Paul's running in the line, Joel's running around the outside, and they both run wide.
What are you doing?
Paul's came back on, but Joel's got him.
No,
and Jake's
not.
now having a look around the outside of Paul. Coming into the hairpin, Joel cuts across, and Paul's dive bombed inside. Jake could get both of them here. And Joel's in the wall, he's lost him with front wheel, and Jake's done them both. Wow, there we go.
You don't get away with that with me, sunshine.
Paul's on the DRS, Jake's on the DRS, Joel's having got DRS and has got front wing damage, we believe. Paul's having a little look at the inside of Jake, round the outside. Jake holds the position, now Joel's having a little look at the
What
inside.
is Joel doing? He's just
Coming
cut the
over
final
the line.
chicane to
It's
get in that
8 laps,
position.
It's 8 laps too early, guys. Leave it out, leave it out. And Paul has gone somehow back up into third again, but Jake's still down the inside. And Martin's going to the back of Joel. What a race you got here. Martin's round. Oh, Martin's round. What a shame for that. Dan's moved his way, but Owen's up to 7th now. He could get involved in this quite seriously in a minute. But Paul, thanks to the aerial shot, Don Smith again. Paul is still holding on to that podium spot so far. What a race we've got going on here. I don't know what's happened to Martin now.
Really going with the defensive
He's now
driving,
behind
isn't he, Joel?
Dom. I think Martin's just spinning himself round and round and round and round and round and round. Really unlucky there for him. But we have got Joel's got ahead of Owen again. I don't know what happened to Joel. I think maybe he did have some serious front wing damage.
Your boy
Martin, I think, got from his wing. What a shame for him. He was running such a good race, but then it all went wrong. Down to 10th place now. Hopefully we can see a better performance from him. In back and maybe a little bit more luck for himself. But now, back to the back of battle for third. We've got Jake all over the back of Paul. Paul is really making all of these drivers' lives a misery today. He's going to try and defend the inside as much as he can. Jake up the inside. Paul breaks as late as he can, but Jake has got the position and will have the DRS on this straight to pull ahead again. And I tell you what, Dan, from starting 12th on the grid, is now in the battle for third almost. But I think we will see Jake race off into the distance in a minute. And then behind we've got the two Saubers battling. We know that Joel's got some front wing damage. Shame for him, he's running a very strong race. But he's got Owen just half a second off him. But he is still less than a second off of the battle for 4th as it is now. Jake already pulled a half a second gap on Paul McGuinness. A little look up there for I think
James
Jake.
O'Connor says we've just witnessed Scotland versus Northern Ireland in World War III.
And little comment there from the reigning TGP1 World Champion. Won't hold him to his crown this season as unfortunately...
Same as not him, like, it would be nice to see him against Softy, but, you know, we'll have to wait for that.
One day, boys and girls, one day you will see James O'Connor versus Ofcom. It's a TGP.
Have you ever seen James O'Connor or Softy in the same lobby?
Never happened before, Joe.
No. There's a
something that we
food for thought.
Bring you, even if it's for no pain in the rain. But in the background, we've got Owen up the inside of Joel, the outside of Joel. Even he's got it done before. He even has to get to the braking zone. And although they both take a lot of curve through there, and Joel I think is off some more of his front wing now. But we've got Paul over the back of Jake again. This is getting a bit tasty. All of a sudden, it's back to how we were in Monaco. Then it's a Force India holding up a Toro Rosso. This time it's a different Toro Rosso. Phil Bardwell, unfortunately, off ill this week. Paul hits the wall there. He's got a bout of gangrene, as Phil Bardwell.
Go away.
Hence why he can't race today. Paul, a little bit of a lock up there. Dan all over the back of Paul. It's now a three-way fight for the final place on the podium. And I'm really sorry to anyone who sponsors Renault, but you're not getting any coverage today because Softy's a boring bastard. So we've got Jonathan in second as well, about some 7 seconds up the road. Then we got this little battle here, which is all what we're focusing on at the moment. Paul has somehow found some pace from somewhere, despite running hugely wide there. I don't know whether he's just being able to keep inside the DRS, and that's helping him a lot. But definitely when he was out in front of this this trio, he had no pace. Owen's starting to catch the back of these guys as well now. So could the string trio become a quartet? Running through this tricky last chicane now, made a lot easier by the reduction of the profile of those curbs. But as we start lap 14 now for this third, fourth and fifth trio, are we going to start to see the engine width turned up, the excitement get a little bit higher, and are we going to start to see some more fantastic moves from these three? This is not what Jake would have wanted after starting pole. He lost the lead to Softy, if you're just joining us, on lap 2. And the hairpin right into the back of him. Paul is just round his back, and Jacob Paul's gone. Paul's round, he's lost his front wing. Oh no!
Oh, lucky mate.
And Paul's dropped it, returned it to the track as well. The only Toro Rosso driver this week, and that was not. I think he hit Jake on the entry into the corner, and that just pushed his rear end out a little bit. Got a little excited on the loud pedal, and or the not so loud pedal this year, and that just pitched him into a spin. But I'm sure we can get a bit of team radio now here from Paul. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah.
Oh. Thank you very much. So I think Paul, when he boxes, I imagine he will be boxing.
Oh, yeah, he lost it down. Third place.
Dan's hunting down Jake for third.
And Dan, we're hearing it's just 2 attempts now. Off Jake, we did ask Dan in qualifying, are you going to get a podium? And he didn't seem too confident, but I think quietly he knew that he was going to be in the run. And could we see a double Williams podium for, I think, the first time this season? Dan, the 4-time TGP1 World Champion, should be on 59 wins, but is on 58 from letting his current teammate way back when in Singapore, Bruce Lee. Dan's hit the wall though. Dan, damage.
No, fine.
Good lad. Back to the battle for third. Jake, little look up into the tricky right-left. Dan is going to hope that his front wing can survive, and that his tyres can survive, and that his motivation and sheer determination can last to be able to put a move, sling one up the inside of the Welshman, and then we'll all be in a better place after Dan's got some. So, that's what we're looking for. Martin set the fastest lap at the back.
Game glitch. No, he's in my toe. He's on new tyres.
And Paul hasn't actually pitted at all. And he's got
DHL
Chris Johnson
fastest lap
just
from
second
Martin.
half off him. Chris Thurgood's joined again. Hello, Chris. I don't know if you're watching, but you're a company. We've got... You're not really. I love you, Chris. Just remember those top lines. Anyway, back to battle for third. I'm losing train of thought here. I'm drifting off into a world of my own. We've got...
That's the first one.
Oh, you. Bit of team radio from Softy there, trying to put me off in the commentary box. What is he like? Oh, Dan's got on the inside of Jake now! And Jake's holding on around the outside, and that was a very brave move. And it nearly paid off for the Scouser. But up the inside now of this next tricky chicane. That's the beauty about Canada. There's so many of them. Dan up the inside. He's run a little bit wide, but Jake's had to cut the corner. Sure, he's going to have to get the position back. Jake does. And Dan is up to third, but I think Jake's going to have the DRS. Under braking out for the head, and really tricky, slow corner this one. Jake is itching to get that past the Williams driver. He's not going to allow a double podium. He's not going to allow Softy to cut the gap by 13 points.
Ah, he has got the DRS.
Top of the league. There's a crash in sector 1. I don't know who that is. Some numpty.
No one.
We got Jake up the inside. Jake makes a move back on Dan. Dan runs wide. He has to clip the wall. Have you got damage, Dan?
No.
Good lad. Back over the start finish line then. Owen's catching the back of this, only 2.3 off. Dan's dropped back a little bit now with 2 laps to go. Maybe he's just having a slower lap to regain his composure, regain his thoughts, and launch another attack. But he has dropped the second off. But what a great lap, what a great battle we saw between these two. Two different, completely different dynamics going at each other. Dan with a surprise move up the inside of this corner, will come back through here. And Jake being able to rectify the issue in the end on the main straight. Already pulled out a 1.3 second gap, but how many here would love to see Dan on the podium? That's what we want to see. We want to see a title fight, but also we want to see a TGP1 legend making his return to the top 3. Now, with a little over a lap to go though, the gap is over a second, so he's out of DRS range. But Jake, if he keeps on making lockups like that, was just on screen, he could be in a tricky scenario. Further down the field, we've got Chris Johnson all over the back of Paul McGuinness. Paul, still with that front wing damage, is stuck with it. So we're going to watch the Ferrari driver now. He's going to be able to have a little look at Paul coming down the main straight. Paul is really struggling with the understeer, but he will have a bit of top speed from the reduced drag that you get now with so much downforce on these cars. The drag increases, of course. So any opportunity and any sign that you can gain something from your opponent is never a bad thing. But Paul with so much understeer. Chris Johnson on the main start finish straight with the DRS. Is he going to be able to have a look into turn 1? Paul is covering it like an absolute treat. Round the outside maybe. Paul's going to have some understeer. Chris is holding on for around the outside. These two, TGP2 and 1 legend. Chris, I think, has done it. No, Paul's going around the outside. How about that?
Off his new man. The final back straight.
And we're hearing that Softy is on the back straight. There he is. He's got Martin stealing his toe to get the fastest laps. But
remember to cut away from him.
Commanding race victory this has been for the Renault driver. This is the most sponsorship they've had. And come around the final quarter, Softy wins his 3rd race in a row for the Renault team. Fantastic drive from him. Jonas will come home 2nd, and I think, unfortunately, Dan is too far off the back of the Welshman of Jake to make an impact. Jonas does come home 2nd. And Jake, has hung on to third. Unfortunate result for Dan. Owen's going to come round fifth. Good result for him, the TGP2 driver. Joel, he could have been his third, maybe should have been. Got involved in the Paul, Jake and Johners and Dan scrap, and that cost him some of his front wing. Further down the field, Chris Johnson on DRS with Paul again. Paul's hanging on for his life. And Chris Johnson's maybe going to have him coming up to the line. No, Paul's going to do it, I think. Yeah, Paul just did it. Paul did just do it. Dom's going to come home ninth. And that then is your Canadian Grand Prix for TGP1 this season. And one of the interesting race. But it's same old with the Nottingham man back in town. He's won another race to add to his long list. And he'll be moving up those leaderboards with every race that's approaching at the moment. Now a dominant win there for Softy. There he is. John has a good result from him as well, trying to keep the championship hopes live. Jake will have taken a big hit from that. 10 points. He's lost down the top step of the podium. He claps him, but we all know he really wants to thump him. It was a good race though. We had a bit of action on the first lap, a bit like in America, and it all went a bit sour from there at the front. The action was then for the podium places. But a fantastic race you've witnessed here from TGP1. And we've got Baku coming up next, so hopefully that won't disappoint either. Maybe a bit of rain to spice up proceedings, potentially. But nonetheless, it's same old at the front. We've got Softy taking the race win. John is coming home second. We've got Jake then in third. Dan fourth. Owen coming home in fifth. We've got Joel sixth. Disappointing race for him. Owen encountered a lot of time penalties, and Jake got one as well. Paul eventually bringing the hog home in seventh. Chris Johnson coming home eighth. Dom Smith ninth. Martin 10th. And then the non-finishers of Jack Pearson and Alex Coates.
Nice.
So now we'll move to the post-race interviews. So Softy, another fantastic race win for yourself. And does this springboard you now to hopefully move forward to put you in strong title contention?
Well, I mean, it's too early to say. Obviously, everyone else has got a 4 race head start on me. Obviously, 3 races I've been back. I've won all 3, so it's the best I can do. But whether it will be enough at the end of the season, I do need the other title contenders to have very bad races. So we'll have to wait and see.
Okay. And do you feel that the move on Jake down lap 2 was crucial? Or do you think you would have got him at some point in the race anyway? Softy?
Oh yeah. What?
Sorry. Do you believe that the move on Jake on lap 2 was crucial? Do you think you would have got him anyway? Was that a key part of the race?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, I felt like I had the pace on him, but that might be the slipstream on this game as usual. But I think any move on a title contender is crucial, whether it's lap 1, lap 2, lap 3 or lap 4, as long as you get past them, that's the only thing that matters.
Right. It's a fantastic result for you, surely. It's a good way to kick off the evening. And what do you feel your chances are at Baku next? It's a tricky race, as we all know. The curves are high, the pressure's high, the skyscrapers are high. Is your finishing position going to be high as well?
I hope so, as high as a drug, but again, we'll have to wait and see. Baku's a difficult track, it might rain, never know. And one small mistake, you can end up straight in the barrier, so don't count your chickens before they hatch. Brilliant, quote of the season.
There would be chickens in the eggs.
Nah, a bit of chicken. Softy.
Mike, you doing that thing where you sit away from your mic again?
What's Josh's PSN? I can't find him.
Sorry. So Mike, thank you. 29 wins. Am I right, Joe?
You remember when I said last week at the first race your voice was a bit like muffly?
Yeah.
Well, what are we doing that again?
Why was it muffly?
A little bit.
Oh, okay, I'll move it a bit closer.
Needed.
I just want it to be like really overpowering, you know?
No. It's fine.
I'll go just yet.
I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it.
Where did Jack finish in the end after starting third?
12th.
Oh dear.
What? Jackie, you idiot, what the fuck happened to you?
Yeah, he has to prove why he's in TGP2. Oh, Bake Off's on, like, single place walk.
No one cares.
Yay. Is it possible to get a safety car in this game?
We've still not got one in TGP, I think.
If somebody hit the World Champions, it probably would have been a safety car.
I'm surprised that they want one with just fucking people damaging the wings and stuff. Fucking Monaco, every time there was a bit of a fucking wing damage, fucking safe the virtual safety car came like that.
Up until I disconnected, I had horrendous lag and could barely hear Mike, but as soon as I rejoined, it was absolutely perfect.
Where's Mike gone?
I'm just joining in now.
Okay.
Remember,
Don't forget to spectate.
Spectator mode, Mike.
Here we go.
Needed.
Right, let's go.
So we've got Chris Thurgood joining us. Great news.
Oh,
Teammates back.
that was a fun race.
Put him in the fryer.
Chris Thurgood be my teammate. Would he help me? Would he hinder me?
Who says I can't race aggressively?
That was amazing, Paul. I don't know what Joel was doing into this final chicane. He just cut a load of corner to pull alongside you. I thought he was going to wipe you out for a moment.
I don't know who it was, but we ended up 3 wide.
I didn't see anything dirty at his initial move, but then I was kind of half paying. I was only half paying attention.
Is that dirty dirt?
I wasn't having that. No chance.
No, innit? Paul's not being made a mug of. Paul's not a muggle.
Yeah, Alex said he wants in right now. I'm like, it's too fucking late, mate.
Magic capture. What's Alex want?
Jackie,
Wow, I
you
missed
there?
it.
No, Alex wanted an invite because he said I was making my.
Well, you know, you snooze, you lose, Alex.
Yeah, that's what I said. So fucking let's go.
Jack Pearson got an invite instead.
Shouldn't I talk so long? Please don't be wetting my back, for fuck's sake.
Never went back here.
Oh,
Shut up.
I
Don't say
did
that.
see. I did see Wayne before.
Well, something you can't say you won't make their faces, right? You said you've been it somewhere, so don't let me know.
I'll try to let you down, Dom. I will try and let you down.
On me. Is it
You're already like 49 points off the lead now. Fucking hell.
Am I? Nice.
That's, I don't know, what was it before? 59, was it?
59, yeah.
Yes, it's 49 now.
Come on, rain.
Please don't rain.
Rain back here.
If it rains or anything, let Jake bin it, please. That's what I want.
Just to spice things up because.
Right, I'm going to select 6 wets and 6 inters.
If you want to spice things up, then just put me at the front of the queue.
Spice up your life. Dan the man, I've never wanted you to fucking do so well in my entire life. You could have so got so much close, got a podium, took more points off Jake.
I was on the back of Jake. What's going on?
I know, what are you doing, Paul? You fucked it. Help me, guys, help me. I need help. I've never needed anyone's help so much in my life. Well, saying that, no one probably wants me to win another season. Exactly.
Right, it's going to rain.
I feel. Shut up, Paul. Shut the fuck up, Dan.
I said it last time when it happened, so...
Don't say that. Fucking use your Scottish fucking curse. Oh, we're just waiting for... Oh, it's dry, and then in the race it is dry. Yes!
Restart the lobby.
Fuck off.
This is a farce.
We must
We
restart.
must not restart.
Do I even have a setup for this? I don't even know. Unlike some people, I've not actually sweated this circuit. I saw the...
You what, mate?
Nothing.
You fucking what, geese?
I never said it. I was going to say I'll see you turn 1, but I won't because you'll be miles away, so...
Yeah, you see me at turn 1. Me binned in the barrier. I'm gonna bin it. Please don't bin it though.
Bin it at the castle and get photo mode.
Honestly, I'm going to.
Yeah,
It's gonna be that downhill. It's gonna be that downhill left-hander, or the castle.
I've actually got the castle pretty spot on recently.
Yeah,
It'd be a shame if I was to brake test you.
It'd be a shame if I found you and murdered you in your sleep.
Have your PC blows up.
Right, trying to test some new stuff.
Like what,
Who's
new
ahead of you, Doc?
tyres, new what?
I'm testing Oh, nice pit lane exit. Oh,
Oh my god.
pit the limiter, for God's sake.
Oh, hello Jack.
Not again. Oh, brilliant.
Oh, hello.
Well, I've gone off.
Wait, who's ahead of you, Tom?
What?
Who's ahead of you? In the rooms?
Down the man.
Oh, that's fine.
Does anybody else think
58 time race winner.
10-7 is actually more awkward?
That's some that in the castle fucking in there. Oh, yeah.
Jack, just go past. I'm not really pushing.
You might
I'm
have a bit softy.
Oh,
just let everyone else behind me's doing it as well. Everyone's so queued up. Oh, the curbs here, fucking hell.
It's like the slowest race in history between Jack and I. And I go for the outside line.
Oh, I can't go too tight.
I go for the switchback.
No, I'm too tight.
I go for the switch. Oh, I'm going around the outside.
Jesus Christ.
Whoa! He's got the DRS. Even though it isn't
That's championship.
Oh, this isn't going to work. This isn't going to work in the castle section.
No, I'm not trying it. You can have it. Oh, Jesus. Jack, are we really about to do this?
John is going to be championship leader after tonight.
Wait, there's somebody behind us, I think we better.
Oh fuck. Fuck. Let him pull over to the left. Oh,
Goal flash! Bristol 0, Crystal Palace 1, Swansea 0, Manchester United 1.
I've got no heat in my tyres, or what?
Oh my god, I've ruined the tyres. I've got about 5 degrees.
Are you still alive, Jose?
Yeah?
Oh man,
Liverpool got knocked out of the Carabao Cup, didn't they?
yeah, Leicester.
Probably.
Yeah. It was 7-0.
I'm glad though, the last time we needed to pick more shit games to play when we can't even...
Oh my god, Paul, you answer.
The last thing you need is to be kicked out of the any competition you have a chance of winning.
You should spend it on the exit route.
Nice back row of Sergey and Jake.
Oh
shit! Foxy, come on, please don't get in my way. You've caught me already? You are fucking joking me. How have you done that? You've caught like bus. You're probably gonna get a slip stream off me. Nah, you're a bit too far ahead. Don't know, mate.
Oh, there's a yellow flag out. Why is there a yellow flag out around here?
Are you doing a second lap, Softly?
No.
Ended.
What? Oh, that's better.
Pole position needed.
But here comes Softy over the line. And he takes pole by over a second.
Boring. Get him in TGP2.
Fuck off. Hey?
Martin joins him on the front row. No, Jonas joins him on the front row. Jonas has gone with him half a second.
Yeah, John's going to finish second again.
Martin gone third. Martin's very quick around here, and I don't know why.
Now, given Martin, I think it's down to Martin as the car immediately behind Softy, who has the responsibility to banzai Softy into turn 1.
Fuck off, don't say that. The thing's pole position starts on the outside as well. So John is going to fucking die for a fact.
Dom Smith, 3.5 seconds off the pace. What is he doing here?
Well, actually saying that, John has got it more to lose than me.
Me?
So, yeah, you've got fucking...
Oh, Danaman's binned it, Danaman's binned it! Bloody hell.
Come on, Carl. Give me more power.
Front wing gone.
Race over.
Car off. Race over.
That's decent.
Paul, dive John's up the inside, please. Turn 1. Thank you.
Yeah, he's going to be fuming at me like for last race. And I think healed him off.
The only one fuming with you, Paul, is Joel.
Ah, whatever. I've never...
The same.
I don't fucking know either. I don't fit half the people. Chris Johnson, fucking had to overtake him. I had to overtake him in Canada and I nearly shit myself.
It's like horrible.
Sorry, Softy, I had to open
His entry is terrible.
It's left anyway.
Because the car kept going off the track and then back into the circuit, and off the track and then back into the circuit. Yeah.
God, these curbs.
And the Williams are queuing. We've seen this before, Jonathan and Dan.
Hey! Dan!
They're gonna queue. They're gonna queue. They're gonna queue.
Jake's starting 11th. It might help me out in terms of he might struggle to get past people, so I never know.
Nice dinner quality these days. It'd be a match for you, Softy. Oh? Dino Corney. Maybe.
Too busy playing programs.
One-time champion.
Hibbity TGP1 champion.
Dean still races, but he's not
Martin, get Tomo back.
as. Yeah, get Tom.
Right, let's start. We are officially starting the campaign tonight. Hashtag get Tomo back. I'm going to come up with a witty hashtag during the course of the next race.
We have done a man for like 6 months, now we moved on to Tomo. We got
2.5 tenths up.
Oh, Jonas is gone. Jonas is gone.
Jonas is gone.
What? 2.5. Who? What are the lap times? Bloody hell.
Oh, Jonas has left the session.
Oh, that's my great. My great. Jonas is left.
Yeah, and that's just said it. So everyone's going to get disconnected now. Ready?
Bloody hell, that means he can corner cut and get away with it now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I wonder if that's what he's doing.
Well, if he is doing
it,
then he should be far back of the grid. No, because he's...
Was it correctly?
So, final 4 minutes to qualify.
Oh, Mike's woken up.
Well, I went to go and make some cup of tea, didn't I? I
Where was
decided
mine?
BRB, going to make a cup of tea.
Oh.
No.
Anyway.
Oh, spicy.
Oh, imagine.
Wait, is that
Jack,
Nelson
you still
Mandela?
haven't gone quicker than me. Bloody hell.
Mate, I'm cruising. Who needs this speed?
That was the best lap you did yesterday as well, son. Oh, Don, by the way, I went quicker last night than I did when you were with...
Hey.
Yeah, he was slipstreaming off me.
It's fine.
Oh, sorry.
You were actually, mate. Yeah.
That was your ghost after you binned it, mate.
Oh, Stranger Things in 3 days. Needed.
Right.
I didn't really get into that.
Oh, what? So good.
Oh, people are recommending that at work. I'm just like, bloody
Oh,
hell.
Don, what the bloody hell have you done?
I am just forever waiting for season 4 of Black Mirror.
Hey, quite soon.
Owen couldn't be still
Racist.
filming.
Don, don't
Say sports score, goal flash. Leicester 0, Leeds United 1.
Yay.
No, Joe, you have to do it like this. Leicester 0.
Leicester 0, Leicester City 0, Leeds United 1.
The thing is, if Jonas don't get in very soon, he's not going to be able to actually join the race.
Oh shit, I'm only going to get one lap in at this rate.
Fucking hell, can you miss a week again? Jay's starting at the back. John's not going to score points. Phil's not
Why
even
is
here.
Jake starting at the back?
Did he crash out?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You're going to get 25 points in the ball, John, the softy. Back, you know, mate. You're going to be a touch about it tonight. Bloody hell.
You know.
Let's better not be Jackie then.
We make a TGP0 exclusively for Softy and Hayden.
And Hayden? Who's Hayden?
Some guy that just won and won and won.
Who's Hayden?
So does that mean
Is it Nicky? Nicky's back. Oh, wait.
Does that mean
Down the man's in the wall! Keeps it out of the wall somehow.
Left. 2 minutes left. I'm pretty much. Oh, I'm not going to get this.
It's going to be Softy.
Softy on a lap, Martin on a lap, Down the man on a lap. They're the big names that are on laps.
Well, I think I've blown this lap.
Down the man has blown this lap.
You're on Jimmy Savile, isn't
Hey!
Does anyone want to give me one? No, slipstream, guys.
Fool! You can't say that just after someone's been talking about Jimmy Savile.
Well, he's not. Why do you give me a temple?
Oh, what is Chris Johnson
Softy
doing?
on another lap, like he needs to go any quicker.
Chris Johnson literally just crawling.
No comment.
Rolling.
Fuck's sake. GP2 teammate, GP2 teammate.
Come on, DRS.
Wow, it's a shit, isn't he? Fucking hell.
I don't know who's backing off and who's going for a lap. I feel like
Just go for it. Go for it.
Magnussen.
Go on, Paul, go for it. Go on, Paul, take Paul.
Hey, right.
Always the
I rate
same.
Paul 8 out of 8.
There's more chance of
Softy's in the slipstream of Chris Johnson.
So unprofessional. Teammate of the year, Perez.
2 times start.
Softy says he's 2/10 down to the
You're
line.
full of shit, Softy. You're full of shit, mate. Yeah, I'm actually 9/10 down, goes quickest.
Yeah, fuck it out. Lost
He doesn't improve. He's a half a second down on his previous best.
Right, we're going to only count your second time, Softy, so the first time gets
What can Martin do now? Flying down the final straight. Snapchat from Noonie Boy. It will have to wait.
No, that's not allowed. 10
Martin to the
seconds
line.
left.
Will he improve? It's not going to be pole. He improved to third.
Good effort from Martin. What's Paul going to do to respond? He's just coming out at the end of sector 1, but we've got some people finishing laps further up. What's Softy doing? Softy is midway through sector 1, giving up. Paul's on the lap. Jonas has finished. He will be no higher than second. Jack Pearson's on the lap. Jack Pearson's just coming up to the line now. What's the time Jack Pearson going to do? Oh, I've just skipped off Paul as Paul's going sideways.
Oh, Dan's in the wall again. He's having a nightmare. Front wing gone. Oh, no, it spawned back. Oh, now he's gone.
That put me off.
So Jack's improved, but didn't move any positions up. Paul's on the lap.
Paul's in the final sector. Slash score goal flashed. Leicester City 0. No, fuck that up. Leicester City 1. Leeds United 1.
Imagine if that happened one day, the guy
the guy just says, oh, fuck that up.
Owen's gone 7th. Oh, it was 7th already, sorry.
Here comes Paul. Here comes Paul to the line.
The finish line. Paul Magines. Up to the lines. Where's he going to go? He goes.
Stays.
He doesn't improve. What an anti-climax.
Drama for Man Sam. He stays 7th.
So Jonathan isn't even in the race. Jake's not on 11th, which is 10th.
We got to Martin and I.
Yeah, it's not much.
Yeah, John, back on.
Why are you congratulating me, Tom? You're an idiot.
How Jay got brake tested by someone?
Probably Softy. Here's the results. Felipe Massa joined us.
So, a rundown then of the top positions. We've got Softy on pole. We've got Felipe Massa.
Nice glasses, Mike.
TGP2. Been a while since he's been in here. In second, lining up in the front row. Martin, by just over a hundredth of a second, takes the third spot ahead of Paul in fourth. Jack Pearson improved on his lap, but didn't improve on his position to go fifth. Still slower than Mike New in practice, though. Down the man, sixth. Joel, 7th. Owen, 8th. Chris, 9th. Dom, 10th. Jake, 11th after crashing out. Chris Sergood, 12th. And Nell Jack in 13th.
Arsenal are losing to Norwich at home.
Who does Owen support then?
Hey?
Well, if Arsenal are playing Norwich, who does Owen support?
Southampton.
What? It's like one of those maths questions, isn't it?
Alex Coates, I think.
If Alex Coates lines up 12th and Softy lines up first, what universe do we live in?
Fuck knows. Also, Martin, please don't killing me at turn 1.
Yes.
Please no killing me at turn 1.
I'm on board with Dom Smith at the moment on the grid. Hi Dom, I'm just going to mess with your car, son.
John said that his internet.
So we've got
Hey, Christoph, thank fuck for that.
And the joke apparently is that the Wi-Fi is fine on his phone but fails on the PlayStation.
Who's the other force in?
Quiet for Mike Noon, quiet for Mike Noon.
Scores on the board.
So then, we've got 3, 4, 5 lights in Baku, and we're underway! Safety car!
There's a safety...
Needed!
Finally, a safety car!
Oh, we have a safety car! But you're going to have to do a whole lap, it's only just coming down the pit lane.
We have got a safety car here at Baku.
The track is too hot. The tyres are melting. We've got a safety car start.
Alex is overtaking everyone. I don't know if Alex can see this.
No,
Get on board with Alex.
The invisible John's tears pouring up the screen. Jesus.
So John has, I think, decided to become Bert Mylander. Is the only way he's going to be able to lead this race.
Oh dear.
For what we're hearing from Joseph Whiting, the track is too hot for the car.
The thing is, who's going to pit on lap 1 for new tyres?
So,
I'm going in.
extraordinary scenes here at Baku. Paul's also somehow, despite it being a safety car, jumped Martin. a bit dodgy. And Alex Coates is up to 8. I don't know how to explain this, but at the end of lap 1, we do have a safety car.
Alex overtook me at the start. I don't know what he was doing. I slowed down to the safety lights. He didn't pass me.
So, yeah.
What's going on?
We're trying to get in touch with Joseph Whiting at the moment to see how long the safety car is going to be out for, because surely the track can't be that hard. It's nearly the evening, son. I mean,
know. No, because Joseph Whiting has deployed the safety car so we can watch Bake Off.
Question though, should we,
Martin's got something front wing.
Martin's going to have to pit for a new front wingage.
Wingage? Yeah.
I might even pit for a new set of tyres.
Let's go down to team radio now. Jack Pearson, bit of a weird start, but you sat in 4th. Track's too hot. Does it feel hot?
No, just too hot in the castle.
You're never hot, mate. Softy dives into the... No, he doesn't. Paul does. Who else is? Oh, most of them are. Wow, look
Softy's
at this.
out. Oh, Softy just lost the race.
Oh,
Softy and Dan Man have stayed out. Everyone else pits.
Everyone's in the box except...
Well, how am I meant to get out? Blood,
So many cars. Everyone's queuing. No one cares. They just want track position over Softy and Dan the Man.
Why can't I get out of the pits?
And Jack's going to be the first. No, he's not. No, he's not.
Oh,
Joel is.
bloody hell.
Joel's
Why is
first
it done
about.
that?
Jake had the queue behind Alex. Jake had the queue behind Alex. He's fucked it.
And
I had
no,
to keep
and
behind
then
everyone.
Alex from starting at the back is up to 5th.
What
Incredible
a
to see
joke of a
Jack
game.
somehow has not gained yet not lost any positions in the safety car pit stop debacle.
Don Porsche
But,
gang, get on
we've
TGP
got-
account and retweet me.
Apparently I can overtake the car in front, so let's do that.
I don't
So
know
we've
if,
got Softy in the lead,
don't know
but
if-
hasn't boxed. We've got
I
Dan
don't
the
know
Man in 2nd, but also hasn't boxed. Joel 3rd, Jack 4th, Alex 5th, Dom Smith in 6th in his McLaren, Martin 7th, Paul 8th from boxing and 2nd. He drops at 8th. Horrible situation for Paul McGuinness, who's actually lost out to Martin. So that's righted itself again.
yeah, but Softy might
Owen
have the
in
same
9th.
idea as me. Softy
Oh,
might
no
pick this lap,
way.
maybe.
John says, is his car cruising round as an AI?
No.
Where's
Unless
Jake?
he's
What
the safety
position,
car.
what position is Jake in?
Oh,
Martin, let me
somehow
through.
Martin's jumped Dom. Dom's jumped Martin again.
Oh, Martin, why did you break?
Paul's
You
lost
just
his front
did.
wing.
What
Paul's lost
position
his
is
front
Jake
wing.
in?
This is glitch because it's.
This is a
No,
glitch.
Dom,
This
you
is a
got to
glitch.
retweet the safety car tweet.
Joe, I'm not going to pause the game again. It's causing
Oh my
No,
God.
this is glitch because it's telling us to...
And Jack, you're not the only one, so don't worry.
Yeah,
Who's
my
this?
setup's been reset.
What the fuck? Oh, safety car's in this lap. Remember?
Right, here we go then. We're going to be back to racing standards.
That's just
Softy
gonna be
then.
reset.
Softy and Dan didn't pit. Softy's going to have to hit the gas like a fuel station to be able to keep this lead. Joel is the highest of everyone who's pitted.
Arsenal nil, Norwich 1.
Hammer. Dan's just behind him. What? Here he goes. He's binned it. He's not binned it. He's ganned it. So much extra English going on there. I don't even know what I've just said. But Softy leads. Is anyone to have a run over turn one? Dan can be sitting there hot property. We've got Joel over and Chris Thurgott's left.
Brake testing.
Jack's all over the back of Joel. Jack could be taking what could be the next race winner. Jack Darcy inside. He's going to make the decision stick. That wasn't Jack, was it? Yeah, it was Jack.
Oh.
Bloody hell's going on?
Oh, and what you do? Oh, you actual idiot.
Sauber's off, Sauber's off. They're both Toro Rosso. No, it's a Toro Rosso and a Sauber.
The Toro Paul's round
Owen
again.
and Paul.
Oh, Paul. What was that? And Owen's lost after his front wing now as
Oh,
well.
I know.
Jake's at the
Paul
back
Paul
of his
just binned it
pack.
on purpose.
Oh, we
He's
have another
fuming.
safety car. He's just come in. Oh, and Jake's down at the inside of Martin and he's lost on his front wing.
I've lost half my
That's
time.
crucial. And Martin's
I
over the
love that
inside of him
commentary.
again and more contact. No love lost between those two even. Dan's already dropped a second and a half back on Softy. Joel is keeping pace with him. Joel knows that this is a fight for the win now. Somehow, he's going to fight for the win. Owen's now dropped out as well, and they head through the castle section now. The sun blaring into their eyes. As we'll have a look at the positions gains chart, it's quite interesting. Dan's made up 3 positions, Dole's made up 3, Jack's not lost and not won any, Alex is up 6, Dom's up 3, Martin down 5, Jake
Martin
up
and Jake, side by
4.
side.
Martin and Jake, we're hearing a side by side. No, we're not going to have a round, whatever round it is. Now Martin loses some more of his front wing on the back of Dom Smith there. It looked like he did on my camera. Jake has another little swift up the inside, but Alex is holding up these 4. And this could really help his teammate. Is this tactical? Martin having a look at the inside. Dom not happening. Jake is trying his best to get past all 3 of them. Here we go now. Are we going to be 3 abreast? Martin. Then we got Jake. I can't see what's happening. For Softy sets the fastest lap. But here comes Jake. Here comes Martin. Martin's going through the middle, all 3 of them. Alex hasn't got any toe, so he's losing out. Martin out the inside of both Dom and Jake, and takes 6th place, and now all over the back of the fellow Force India driver. What a race. And Jake's now having a look up the inside. Oh, and a little bit of contact, messed around the curb, but somehow gets away with it. And Martin's going to have to hope now he gets past Nail Jack as soon as possible to get his hopes of getting a decent result out. Alex holding the outside line. Martin out on the inside. Joel and Dan. Second. Don't know what's happened to Dan. Dan's back in second again. Martin is through on Alex Coast. And now it's all about Jake.
Oh, his teammate up.
Damn the man, come on, man.
I tapped the wall.
I tell you what,
the Force Indians.
Alex is not giving up.
Oh, Jake round the outside of... Oh, Jake's hit the wall, but he's got away with it. I don't know if he's got any damage, but what a race. And now it's just...
I got damage.
It's just Alex versus Dom again then, and Martin's already put out a bit of a gap to Jake. Further up the field then, we've still got Joel. And Jack's gone wide, he's clipped the wall. I don't know if he's got any damage there. Jack, damage?
Yep.
And as well to the brain as well. So Jack's struggling now with some front wing issues and some brain issues.
Whoa,
Joel cuts the corner like a mother sucker. Try and keep up with Dan. He knows he has to pass him as soon as possible. He's going to have a chance of taking his first ever TGP1 win. After weird circumstances, could have helped him out there. When is Softy going to box though? We don't know what his tyres are doing, but we know that the gap he was getting to Dan has now started to plateau a little bit. And Joel is not close enough to Dan this lap, I don't think, to have a move. Although we will have DRS. Jack's going to have DRS and Slipstream on the both of them. Softy sets another fastest lap of the race, 3.5 seconds ahead of Dan. Is Joel going to be close enough to make a move into turn 1? No, he's definitely not. And we see a car pitching in the background. I think that's Jake. Jake has had to box again. Oh, what a nightmare he's having in this race. First of all, he barely qualified from binning it in the wall. Second of all, he has an incident on lap 1. Third of all, he'd had to box again, and he's just dropping points by the second to Softy. Softy made up 10 points again on him in Canada, and might make up a lot more this time in Baku. Down the man, defending the outside line from Joel, but Joel's still not quite close enough to make a move. Jack Pearson still sniffing around in the background, eager to get his chance of getting onto the podium. But this, in essence, is technically a battle for first and second, with the top two not having pitted yet, but we expect stops not to happen until probably, due to the safety car, the earliest of lap 6. But are these hot tyre conditions going to affect them? I highly doubt it, because I bet Joe made them up. Jack nearly hits the back of Joel, though, through the castle section now. Jack's not going to want to take this with front wing damage. He's going to have to be very careful, as is all of them every lap anyway. But these three have got through Scott 3. This is the main battle on track at the moment. These are losing a second a lap at the moment to Softy. Really bad news for them in that sense, but it's not going to be that case for much longer. Surely Joel even runs a little bit wide there. Is he going to have a look up down the inside here? No, he doesn't. He's going to have to be careful on the curbs as well. We have seen Joel be quite Jack's lost some more of his front wing. Surely he's going to have to box now. I can even see from here the amount of damage he's got, and not just to his brain. So Joel then still all over the back of down the man. Jack's dropping back now thanks to losing a lot of his front wing. We've got further back, we've got Alex all over the back of Dom Smith, unseen by us. Dom Smith has got ahead of now Jack. But back to the battle for second. Softy still, I don't think, has pitted. No, Softy doesn't pit. Will Dan pit? Softy says the fastest lap instead. Dan doesn't pit. Joel having a little around the outside, but still he just can't get close enough. That Williams is a rocket ship. This time not entitled Narain Carter K, and it's entitled Down the Man F1. So Joel hasn't. Oh, that was very stupid. I don't know why he even thought about that there. He should have just kept in the tow and waited for a chance. But I tell you who is making some serious ground at the moment, that's Martin. Martin's going to be all over the back of Jack in a minute, especially with front wing damage. And with these two not being able to get past Dan, I think that they could run into some problems with Martin a bit. Jack runs wide again, loses even more of his front wing. Real troubles now for the Ferrari driver, but he kind of knows he doesn't really want to pit because he's still, at the moment at least, in the net second place. And with the pit lane being just 37 miles an hour here, you really do lose a lot of time by coming into the pit. So this race by far is not over yet, but we also have to remember that Softy and Dan are going to need a lot better tyres coming towards the end of the race. Dan runs a little bit wide, Jack runs wide still. Martin is not even... Oh, bloody hell, Joel's nearly binned it in the castle section. That's and we're back to the chopper cam. Thank you, Dom Smith from FOM. He may be running 6th, but he still gets a good chopper cam when he can. Good effort there. We're seeing them hair down into this tricky left-hander now. Joel again, sorry, I keep getting those two confused. I don't know why, it's bloody Northern. Jack hits the ball again in the background.
Terrible corner cutting from Joel. Terrible.
Does he have any penalties though? That's what we let's have a little look. Race director, incidents. You know what? He hasn't even got a warning. I'll tell you what though, interesting point I've seen here. Jake didn't pit a second time. He had a stop and go penalty for a severe collision with Chris Thurgood. And he also picked up a drive-through penalty for falling 2 bar back under safety car, as did Owen Quimby. So that's insightful to know.
Okay, a bit of flavour.
Jack did have to box, unfortunately. The damage was just too much, and that's a real shame. I think he's going to drop behind Jake, unfortunately, to him. Jake does set the fastest lap. Dan's protecting the inside line. Joel, again, not quite close enough. But I tell you what, gets really close under braking. Really is going to have to watch it on those curves. And watch it with the back of that Williams. I'll tell you what, though. Dan, I don't know if Softy's had a bad lap, but Dan did close the gap to Softy.
Yeah, just shit that. Dan
runs wide, though. Joel is just trying to create a chance for him to get through. Jack Pearson's binned it. Is that going to bring a safety car? No.
Didn't bin it, bloody hell. What was that?
Maybe deliberately crashed out, bloody hell.
No. So I didn't bin it. That's easy.
How'd you return then?
Oh, and Dan's run wide, and that's going to put Joel all over him. He's going to have to move into the left-hander. I think he might have to, just from the amount of time he's losing, but he's all over the back of the Williams driver. Surely, look at the inside now. He's going to have a little look. No, he does thinks better of it. Probably a wise decision. Once again, taking a lot of curb. But you know what, round here, taking a lot of curb does not help you. Softy, though, in the last sector, pulled out a second on these two. Softy's got the bit between his teeth again. Are we going to see him box? It's around about the time we're thinking that these two are going to start to pit. Softy and Dan, are we going to see one of those two box? I think for Dan, it might help him if he does. Because then he won't have to worry about Joel behind him. Let Joel go. It might be able to make some inroads on Softy as well. Are we going to see Dan pit?
Softy pit, Softy pit.
He has pitted. Well, 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 let's see where he comes out. We're on board with the Renault driver now, who since rejoining TGP1 hasn't not won a race. Changes to the soft tyres, slip work from the Renault mechanics, falls behind Dom Smith, falls behind Alex. Is he going to fall behind Jake?
I'm about to run Stroll this shit.
I tell you what, it's not very. There's not much between Softy and Jake. That has worked out beautifully. And I tell you what, if the Force India driver didn't have that stop and go penalty, he'd have been long gone. What a shame for the title and for the prospect for the fans. But we could see these two working their way through the pack. They've got Alex, they've got Dom, they've then got Martin and Joel. Of course, Dan at the front is going to drop back a lot. I tell you what, Dom Smith could find himself on a podium in a minute. What a result that would be. But he has still got, what is that, 6 laps to go? Maybe, I think it's 7 actually. Yeah, 7 laps to go, and a rampaging Softcop and Jake behind him. Back to the battle at what is now the battle at the front between Dan and Joel. Dan will surely see him box this lap.
Don't, Dan, stay out. Go for 5th and 9th win. Just risk it. Stay out, mate. You don't need a pit.
Just think, Dan, you could be on for your 60th win right now, mate.
Yeah.
However,
Alex, hold up Softy, Alex.
what are we going to see? What's the drama going to be? Is Dan going to box this lap? Does he feel that now is the time? No! He stays out! Great decision. Softy's 3 attempts off the back of Alex now, and surely going to have him easily into turn 1. Jake's dropped back 1.3 seconds from Softy. Softy's going to have the DRS on the Force India driver.
Oh, he's got some good straight line speed.
And Alex, he might have had a date last week, but he's got a date with Destiny with Softy this week, but not quite into turn 1. And
who's the net leader? Is it Joel, or is it who's the leader?
Joel is the net leader, but just 3 attempts off the back of Dan. Softy, pretty much changing. Did you make Joel now. Jake is only half a second off these two, but Softy has already got Alex, and now Jake's gonna have to try and find a way to pass his teammate again. Softy, lock up there. Alex runs a bit deep. Jake's going to be on the outside. He's going to be able to get past him. Yes, he does. Alex lets him through.
Oh, fuck's sake, Alex.
Fantastic job from Alex there. And now, Dom Smith is going to be the next one to have to put up with Softy and Jake. And that's not to mention, of course, my new favourite in TGP, Martin Diver, running a solid 3rd place, which will be the 2nd place in the end. So, great result from Morton. At the end, did look quite bad at the end of the first couple of laps. Has gone well, and Jake so nearly to clipping the wall during the castle section. I did not see that coming. And we're hearing that Martin is nursing a nursing a half front wing.
Latest from Paul in the pen, he says, take Joel out, Dan. Do it. He's a fanny.
Softy on me, backing out.
So that was a bit of insight there. Apparently, Dan surely going to box this lap now. Dan stays out still. What is Dan's plan at the moment? Is he helping Jonas? Surely he's not helping Jonas though, because Joel's wide. No, Joel, no!
No, Joe, no!
Joel's lost his front wing. He's really going to be struggling now, and this puts Martin all of a sudden potentially in a good spot to win. My new favourite in TGP, Martin Diver.
Jacob
damage because he's going to really struggle. Softy, 2 attempts off the back of Dom though. Dom's covering the inside line. Jake's getting involved as well. Is Dom going to be late on the brakes to make it difficult for Softy? Yes, he is. And Jake's now having a little sniff up the inside. There's contact between them two. And Softy just about keeps ahead of Jake. Nearly contact. We know these two have had a bit of contact. Dom's surely going to protect the inside line, stop Softy from getting through. He does. But is Softy going to have enough grip on those tyres? He doesn't to make a move. And these three are pushing each other along round the streets of Baku. Dom Smith, Softy's trying to go around the outside. We've seen that. Oh, now it's Coast has gone off in the background. Softy's nearly crashed into the wall. Jake's nearly crashed into the wall as well. These three are going to be side by side here in the castle section. And Dom's in the wall and Softy's hit him.
Fuck's sake.
Jake lost his front wing.
Jake's front wing was shit anyway. What a camera angle through the castle.
Jake and Softy and Dom all have front wing.
Joel, front wing gone! Jake's just whacked into the back of Softy and lost even more.
Oh, Dom's hit the back of Jake! I don't know, Jake's lost even more. He's going to have to box again. But Softy's lost the same amount. I don't know if Jake knows that. Surely he must.
Fucking hell, man. Human.
Dom's Cuman. Dan Pitts.
Dan Pitts.
That might have been the worst pit entry in the history of ever.
I tell you what though, from all this carnage, Dan could come out with quite a good position, even though the pit lane is very slow. But, Softy boxes. Softy has called it. He's going to have to box. No race win for him tonight.
Jake's up to third.
And wow, this spices the championship. I think he may have thought that Jake would follow him in.
No. Can't fucking
Softy, what was your decision for the call?
Well, I've still got a few laps left. If damage is too bad, I might as well fucking pit and get a new one. Get new tyres, I might be able to claw back.
How much do you damage by me? No, I think
it was red. It was red, so.
I just tried to stay out. I've lost my wheel.
Oh, Dom's binned it. Dom's lost his front wheel. And that's game over for Dom.
That's one space.
Shame. And Dom was on for a good result, but he's going to be 8th at best now. The Manxman his orange McLaren sat there on the exit of turn 2, I think that is.
Basically, and, the reason why I didn't pit for so long was I was waiting for another safety car.
And so let's run you through the order then after that couple of laps of action. So we've got Joel in the lead with a damaged front wing. We've got Martin in second with a damaged front wing. We've got Jake in third with a damaged front wing. Danaman is 4th, just 4 seconds off the back of Jake, with no damage so far. 2.5 laps to go.
Oh, he's got a flag out.
Jake pinned it! And that's maybe why Softy pitted. Oh, and Jake has thrown it all away.
Oh my god, did we get a podium?
Dan is going to be on for a third. His return to the podium is on. Wow. Oh, just as we thought the race was calming down, we get dished up another helping, another dollop of excitement and drama here at Baku. Never fails to disappoint. We haven't even had to have the rain this year, and now we have a straight fight. Who the fucking hell is that? Now we've got a straight fight between Joel and Martin for the win. I think, I don't want to give the commentators a curse, but my favourite in TGP, Martin Diver, is on for. Oh, he's. I'm gonna shut up. Lovely Martin. Joel's in the lead. Martin's second. Dan the man off for his first podium back in TGP. Sat in third. Softy 20 seconds adrift. It's going to be the first time this season he's competed in the race and not won, if things stand as they are. Jonas has joined. Don't know why. Now Jack on his first race back in TGP1. He's going to
Gunter
be on for a top 5
wins.
finish.
Alex fifth, unbelievable.
The rocket ship entitled Alex Coates. is
Imagine not
steal
joining the
limelight
party.
here. We've got, as I said, he had a date last week, and he's got a date with 5th place tonight. I tell you what, Chris Thurgood is running 7th, but isn't really running 7th, and he's about to take 6th from Jake. So Jake's going to be 7th at best.
Wait, how come, where's Chris Thurgood gone? Why isn't he racing?
He left about lap 2.
Didn't he have that severe collision or something?
Yeah. And Chris Thurgood takes 6th place away from Jake. Great move. What's happened?
It's because Chris Thurgood's car's going slow at the back, right?
So then, Joel has got 1 lap to go. His inspired decision to box lap 1, and just by pure luck and chance, ended up coming out of the pits ahead of all of them. He could be about to win his first ever TGP1 Grand Prix. What a spectacle we've seen today here at Baku. As I said, it never fails to disappoint, and it is not disappointed tonight. And we could still have a sting in his tail. Dan the Man is on for his first podium back in TGP1. Martin Diver, my favourite in TGP, is going to be 2nd for sure. Softcop hasn't not won a race he started this season. Is going to finish at the moment 4th, despite setting the fastest lap. Alex Coates on his return, it's going to be 5th. And Chris Thurgood on his first race properly this season, since Russia at least, it's going to be 6th. And that's going to be a good haul of points for Renault in their Constructors' Championship hopes. As Joel takes it ever so carefully through the castle section. I imagine Martin will be doing too. But what a race we have seen here. And I tell you what, it wasn't probably who you put your money on to go into it. Bet Noon would have backed you up on that. You'd had quite good odds on Joel. Not that you would have seen them. Sneaky bastards, Bet Noon. But thanks to Safe Sports Gaming UK HD Gaming Ultra 1080p Ultra Gaming HD F1 UK HD Ultra Gaming 1080p Arena, we have witnessed a fantastic battle, and the battle is about to come to a close as Joel even rounds the final few corners, heading up to the straight now. Joel is going to win his first race in TGP1. Joel from Northern Ireland wins at Baku. Martin's going to come home 2nd. Dan the Man, some 17 seconds behind, is going to complete a very unlikely podium. None of the top 4 going into this race have finished on the podium. I think that's a rarity, shall we say. Dan the Man, his first podium back in TGP1. Dan the Man comes home in 3rd. Softy, the man who looked to have it all under control from turn 1 onwards. Martin's first podium back in TGP1. Neljac's binned it and lost half of his front wing. All his excitement that he's going to be 5th. Chris Thurgood has finished 6th. We're just waiting for Alex, who's doing about a 10-point turn.
He's having a date with the wall now, Alex.
He is having a serious date with the wall, and he's getting quite intimate with it. Alex, mate, you need to reverse more.
Touch it again.
There he is, the man from Minehead. And Alex Coates repping Exmoor Zoo. He's got half a front wing. He's outscored his teammate for the first time this year. Alex Coates is just cruising it now to the line. He knows what he's done. He knows he's done well, so he's done proper bloody good, he is. He's just showboating now. He's showing off to the fans. Say, look at me, that's right. You've seen it, remember the name. Here's Alex Jackets, Coates. And I'm announcing my return back to TGP1 with Force India. I think he might... does he have a puncture?
He might have run out of fuel.
Is that a fuel?
He is, yeah.
Come on, Alex. Run off the willpower and the belief of your beloved North Devon fans. They're cheering for you, Alex. Don't put... Oh, for God's... He's pitted. He's now a lap down as well. Great. Well done, Alex. Bloody Minehead.
Lol.
And, that mean I get 2nd place?
Alex Coates finishes 5th.
No, you don't. You don't stay late. You still stay in your position.
So there we go. Let's have a run down the order, because you might have forgotten. Well, we're just waiting for the podium, I think, first. Sorry, you get me a little excited. There they are. Joel, his first race win. Great result for him. Daniel Ricciardo's come home 2nd. Good result for him. And Dan the Man is 3rd. The champagne's getting sprayed on the top steps there. What a race these three have put on, and I tell you what, this really sets up it nicely for the rest of the season. Softy looked like he wasn't going to gain much points on Jake when he had to box, but then Jake binned it. That was his worst possible option. Let's have a run down of the order. We got Joel for coming home in first. Second, we had Martin, my favourite in TGP. We got Dan in third. Callum came home fourth in the end. Alex fifth. Then we had Chris Thurgood come home sixth. Seventh was Jake. Eighth Dom. Ninth Jack. 10th Owen. 11th was Paul McGuinness. And that just about is that here at Baku. We'll see you next week for Austria and the United Kingdom Grand Prix. And, well,
how exciting.
From everyone here at Sayre Sports UK, F1 Gaming HD 1080p, and BetNoon.com, and Dom Smith from TGP Series, we will see you next week. Still on PS4.
Nah, so I gained 6 points on, what's his face in this race. I'll take that.
Can't believe I was in
shit itself, isn't it?
I would have loved the top 5 finish. Now I hit the castle then, Softy and Jay were right behind me.
Oh, that was such a piss take.
Because I was too busy looking in my mirror to try and defend from you, and I just...
You missed the apex, I just went fucking straight in. And then fucking, you fucking caught it, goes, I hit your back, fucking Jake hit my arse.
And then later on the lap, I think you must have been going slow because you had front wing, but I wasn't expecting that, so I went straight to the back of Jake, and I was like, oh, fuck's sake.
I'm so lucky.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It was a thrill of a race, so thank you.
As well as everyone being for default setup.
Yeah, shame you had the weather on. It was the same you had the weather on clear.
Yeah, I should have changed it to heavy rain like Joe suggested.
What do we do about Chris Thurgood? Because he didn't race all race yet, comes home 6th. Should he get the points?
No, I think he should keep the points. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
Dom.
Points needed.
Well, in that case then, yeah, but fucking Jake didn't finish the race, so, you know, it's...
Well, we used to have the rule that if you didn't finish the race, you didn't get
didn't get any points. Yeah.
Joe, are you in it?
Yeah. What? Ending the stream. Bloody hell. Yeah.
Yeah, my internet just went off. That's literally, like I say, it went off entirely, and it came back on lap 12.